How to quick master in Logic Pro X. So we're going to want to open up a few things on our master channel here. The first thing we're going to do is go to our dynamics and open up MULTIPRESSER. The next thing we're going to do is just reopen up our EQ, even if you already did fiddle around with the EQ a bit to get your initial sound shaped. We're going to go back to our dynamics, pull up our limiter, and we're going to open up our multimeter. Okay, so this should be enough to at least get us going. And even though all of these have their own tutorials, I'm going to simply press play and you guys can model after what I'm doing, or at least visually understand what does what as I'm messing with it. This is your bass, this is your mids, this is your highs. This we can overlap from one to the next, and we can alter all of these here. As we press play, you'll notice these jump, and we want to get it to a point where they minimize back to neutral and normal. Let's go.
Why you got me going so crazy? What haven't I done for you lately? Give me yes or no or a maybe. Come and take a ride in your Mercedes. Why you acting so damn shady? Can you please act like my lady? Why your eyes always looking so hazy? Back to my sound, baby. Why you got me going so crazy? What haven't I done for you lately? Give me yes or no or a maybe. Come and take a ride in your Mercedes. Why you got me going so crazy? What haven't I done for you lately? Give me yes or no or a maybe. Come and take a ride in your...
Wow, my mic's a lot more sensitive now because the mastering's on, my mic too. So just with those few changes, we've already filled out the spectrum a lot more. And this gives us a great beginning point of mastering. The other thing you'd want to do is actually export these into groups. Export your vocals all as one layer, export your drums as one layer, your bass as one layer, and your instruments, I guess 4 at least. Close this, start a new canvas, re-import those 4 back in, and you'll have a much easier and cleaner time when you're doing this process to only 3 or 4 layers, or even each layer, and then the master layer. So that is a very easy way to at least quick master using the tools that Logic gives you. And I'm sure you guys can add other things to the mastering chain to allow you to do things more. Now, one last thing I'll mention is this order matters. So whatever you have going first will be applied, then this will apply to this will apply to this, etc. So if I move these around, you might get a little bit of a different sound. Now this is leading. Now my EQ is the final out. So my voice just changed. The track's going to sound a bit different too.
Why you got me going?
Yeah, it's past the limiter, so now we are destroying everything. Let me get that back to the beginning, and we should be safe again.
Why you got me going so crazy?
So just remember, your chain order matters. Oh, and as a last point, I forgot to mention, I turned this up and we are back to redlining, but like I said before, I fight this all the time. You go by your ears, not by what the computer's telling you. The controlled distortion, controlled redlining, loudness wars, that's where it starts from. And you don't want your song next to a next song being quieter and you're like, but I maxed it. I could tell by the readout I maxed it. Don't go by the readout always. Go by your ears.
Baby, why you got me going so crazy? What haven't I done for you lately? Give me yes or no or a maybe. Come and take a ride in your Mercedes.
I could take it to 3.5 and it was still clean. And that is how you at least quick master and get a feel for mastering in Logic Pro X. Next lesson.